Good morning, and welcome to your weekly message from First Congregational Church, Milford, New Hampshire. I'm your pastor, Al Hoyt. Today is Thursday, January 11th, 2024. I've actually done pretty well this time around, making sure that I write 2024 on checks and the like. So at 10:30 this morning, I will be at the Bedford Falls Assisted Living Facility doing my monthly worship and communion service. At 7:30 this evening will be choir rehearsal here in the sanctuary. This Sunday, January 14th, our guest worship leader will be Teresa Rogers, our ministry intern. I'm looking forward to that. At 9 a.m. is adult Bible study in the parish house. At 10 is our church service in person and live streamed. Following the church service, the church teaching committee will be meeting in my office. And if you're on that committee, I strongly urge you to be here and take some notes during the service if you need to. Following the church service, also, coffee hour will be hosted by the Board of Trustees. And they'll be doing a presentation. And they're inviting you to a presentation during coffee hour on Sunday regarding the installing solar panels on the church. This is an informational presentation, and questions and discussion are welcome. This is the place and the time to come and ask any questions you may have. This is a precursor to adding the installation of the solar panels on the church as a resolution that will be voted on at our annual meeting on Sunday, January 28th. And while we're talking about the annual meeting, if you're one that owes Carol an annual report, they are past due. And I'll emphasize this again. If you're a chairperson of any board, subcommittee, or church group, you are required to submit a report for the First Congregational Church annual report. It has to be mailed out and in everyone's hands 1 week before the meeting, which means that it has to be assembled and put out. If you are one of the members of a committee or board that requires a vote, your report has to be in that report. It has to be in everyone's hands a week in advance, or it cannot be voted on. So if you owe Carol a report, get it in there. Monday, January 15th is Martin Luther King Day. The church office will be closed. Tuesday, January 16th, Sauhegan Valley Chorus will begin their spring rehearsal schedule in the sanctuary from 6:30 to 9. Wednesday, January 17th, the Church Governance Committee will be meeting both in the parish house, and they'll be meeting via Zoom. If you're on that committee or are part of that evaluation, make sure that you note the Zoom link will go out that afternoon. On Thursday, of course, will be choir rehearsal, and Saturday, January 20th, is the men's breakfast at the Masonic Hall. A couple of important dates for you to remember. February 5th, 24 days from today, the Red Sox equipment truck heads for Florida, or as what many of us have called it, Sacred Monday. And there are 332 days until the Hollyberry Fair. I always find the spring, when the truck leaves for spring training, to be a very hopeful time. No matter what has happened with the Red Sox in the past, no matter what's going on, it's always the beginning of baseball season is always a hopeful time. It's a time when every single team can be in first place. It's the only time at the beginning of the regular season where all the teams are equal. It doesn't take long for them to become less equal, but at the beginning of the season, it is always a hopeful time, and I'm looking forward to it. I just received the schedule for the Nashua Silver Knights, and we will be taking a trip again this year. We've always had such a good time doing that. All right, except for that 1 year where the air conditioning went out. So I'm looking forward to it. This last weekend during the storm, and we had to cancel church, I didn't put anything together, and I apologize for that. I had meant to. But we had our daughter and son-in-law and grandson visiting for our last holiday celebration. And we had also discussed the possibility of having the baby baptized here while they were visiting. But after discussion with the family and deciding to make sure that all of the family could be there for the baptism, we decided we would probably try to arrange for it to happen in Connecticut, where they live, at a church very nearby that happens to be pastored by a former classmate of mine and good friend. So I think that's the way it's going to happen sometime in April. But after we were thinking about all of that, I was reading the daily devotional from yesterday, and Donna Shaper, who is one of the still speaking writers, wrote this one called Diving Deep. And it quotes Psalm 121. "The God who watches over you will neither slumber nor sleep." That's Psalm 21, verse 4. And Donna writes, T.S. Eliot wrote that we are distracted from distraction by distraction. We daily lose whatever focus we had. We attend the small matters, not the larger ones. Missing cell phone, lost keys again. We love the idea of a God who neither slumbers nor sleeps, and rarely slumber or sleep ourselves. It is God's job to tend eternity, and ours to swim in it for our short term of consciousness. Why do God's job? Plus, your cell phone is in your purse, and your keys are in your pocket. Baptism comes to mind. Perhaps you were baptized by a sprinkle, not in a pool or a river, but it all represents the deep water of life and the reminder that you belong to God. Tutored by my own distractions, I've realized that it takes a whole deep life to become a Christian. Knowing I am baptized means I was marked for Jesus. Sometimes we receive that watermark and then forget to keep getting hosed down, washed from distractions, reminded of our belonging, reminded of God's job and ours. We receive baptism's mark and neglect to drink from the deep waters day after day for a godly, spirited, Jesus-led life. If you hesitate or forget to remember your own baptism, there is no better time to plant a tree than yesterday. The God who neither slumbers nor sleeps is waiting to focus you. Dive deep into the waters. As you arise, you will be able to float and focus there. And Donna writes this prayer: "Save us from the daily distractions, O God, for the deep waters of a baptized life." Amen. I kind of like that one. It reminded me of a lot of things, and I enjoyed it. Please join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. So it's been an eventful few weeks. We finally had winter come visit us. I hope it doesn't stay too long, but I hope that you're doing well. Take good care of yourselves. Take good care of each other. And until I see you again, God bless you.